Hi everyone, my name is Anna. I've been doing lashes now for almost 4 years. This channel is dedicated to everything lashes and beauty, so if you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. In today's video, we're going to be going over 5 retention tips and we're going to be doing demos for each. For tip number 1, you want to make sure that your client has super clean lashes, no makeup from the night before, no eye boogers, nothing like that. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Claudia's lashes. They are looking clean. She washed them before she came in today, so she is good to go. If they are not clean, then you definitely want to go ahead and give your client a full lash bath. Tip number 2 is making sure that you have the correct primer for your client. So it's either saline or primer. The difference here is that our primer is alcohol based, so it's going to be great for our more oily clients, whereas a saline solution is good for our non-oily clients. So if you use a saline solution on someone who's more oily, you're probably gonna have some retention issues in the future. My client here is a little bit more on the oily side, so I am gonna use my alcohol-based primer, and it's just gonna dry up and soak up all of those oils. So the way that you do that is you're just gonna take a drop. I have 2 lip balms here in my hands. You're gonna pour 1 drop on each lip balm. You don't wanna put too much because the alcohol can sting the eyes. Close that up. You're gonna come over here. I like to put 1 on the bottom and 1 on top and just sift through the lashes, priming from the base all the way to the top of the lash. And you repeat this on the other eye, just making sure to not use too much product so it doesn't seep into the eye. Tip number 3 is making sure that your isolation is on point. If your lashes are sticking to multiple lashes or it's not correctly isolated and you can't see the lash that you're trying to place onto, it's going to affect your placement, and so you want to avoid all that. The better isolation, the better retention. So I like to use my Curvy Babe tweezers here. They're my favorite isolation tweezer because they curve over the eyelid. I'm just gonna sift through her lashes, and you wanna make sure that you are isolating just 1 lash. So I'll even go in with my finger and move things aside. Find 1 lash, make sure it's fully isolated, and I have as much room. I like to place my tweezer on the tape and open my tweezer fully so I have as much room as possible. So tip number 4 is going to be your placement and the amount of glue that you use. So you always want to make sure that you get as much surface area of the natural lash onto your extension, so that way it has the best hold possible. You also want to make sure that you're not using too much glue or not enough glue. So I'm going to demo how much glue is the correct amount of glue. The way I like to dip into my glue is zip right into the center, tap down onto the tape and slide out so that way any excess glue is removed. If you see a ball of glue on your extension, then that's too much glue. So I'm going to go ahead and isolate, and you want to make sure that your extension is about 0.5 millimeter away from the lash line and along the natural lash as much as possible. I like to do that by pushing up the natural lash up against the extension, so that way I can get as much coverage as possible. So what you're trying to do is really lay the extension as flat as possible as you can onto that natural lash, so that way it has the best hold. If you place the extension too high up or not close enough to the lash line, what can happen is when they start to brush, it'll catch on the end of that extension too soon, and then the lash will be prone to fall out faster. Also, if the extension is placed too high up, it'll almost be like a grown out lash, and so it's going to weigh down the natural lash, causing damage to the natural lashes. Tip number 5 is going to be shock curing your glue at the end of your service. Once you're fully done with your set, you're either going to use a mister or a bonder. So I'll explain the differences. A mister is great for clients who are a little bit more on the sensitive side, or they don't really want to put additional product on their eyes. The thing with that is it does make the extensions a little bit brittle at the base because it's just curing the outside. But just keep in mind that only happens if the mister is using correctly and you use too much and the lashes get too wet. But our recommended form of curing the glue after the service is the bonder. This thing is amazing. It's a game changer. My retention with this product has changed significantly, and I could not recommend this enough. So for my bonder, I actually like to use my microfiber swabs just so I can get in between those lashes and really cure all of the extensions. Just like to use a drop on each. You don't have to use much. This bottle will go a long way. And so I'll just do one on top, one on bottom. Gonna sift through, making sure I'm touching all those lashes. And the great thing about the bonder is that it chemically cures the glue from the base. So the glue is gonna be fully cured once your client leaves your chair. They can get their lashes wet as soon as they leave the service. But I always try to get my clients to still wait the 24 hours if they can. So that way it's for sure gonna be cured. You just want to make sure that you don't use too much product so that way it doesn't seep into the client's eye. So these are just 5 tips that we can give you guys for retention, but by using all of these tips together, it's really going to maximize your retention. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope it brought you a ton of value. Question for you, what are your go-to tips for retention? Leave them in the comments below. Also, we have a ton of new classes coming up, VR, stay classes. We're gonna be going all over the place. So go ahead and head over to livbaylashclass.com and find a class near you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.